No, this is just a very comfortable shirt.
Have you stressed to your players that each one of them make an individual improvement and help the team make an improvement?
Certainly, that's a key message that we've conveyed this morning. The importance of getting our work in this summer and making sure that we use this season as a sense of incentive or fuel to continue to push ourselves, continue to display an ambition to want to improve and improve rapidly. I think the good thing about our young guys is they want to be great. They want to put in the work. They're willing to put in the work. And so it's a big summer for us in that sense. Internal development is always big, especially for our team and where we're at right now.
What kind of message would you like to say to the fans after a third consecutive season of where, you're far short of expectations?
Yeah, I think just to continue to believe in what we're doing. We fully believe in our plan. We believe that what we're doing, the way we're building, the pieces and the players that we're putting together will put us in a position to be competitive for a long time. We certainly understand the frustration of the fans. We understand the sense of impatience. We are doing it a little differently this time around, and I think that our belief is steadfast, and our hope is that our fans will continue to stick with us and help us see the plan through.
What's different about how you're doing it?
We're not building for today. We're truly trying to build a team that can stick together for a long time, that can be competitive for a long time. I think we do live in a world of instant gratification, and that's okay. Our belief is the more we can build for continuity and competitive longevity, the better we'll be long term. We understand, it has to turn at some point. We're confident we're on the cusp of turning this thing around, and the key is just staying disciplined, staying strategic, and committing to those principles as we make decisions.
What's the time frame for finding a new head coach?
Well, good question. I assume there would be a lot of questions about the coaching decision, and this may not shock you, but we're going to keep that very confidential. We got to protect the integrity of the process. We have to protect the work that we're doing. What's important is making the right decision. So in terms of timeline, candidates, criteria, we're not going to share that at this moment. Our focus is on finding the person to be our coach, and we'll spend the next foreseeable future searching for that.
I'm pretty sure we have an idea of one, though. And James, what will you make of the 30 games he had as the head coach?
I thought JB did an admirable job. He came in under some trying circumstances. He brought his own voice. He brought a voice that our players responded to, they respected. It was not an easy situation for JB for a lot of different reasons, but I think he came in and steadied the ship in a lot of ways. I think he regained a lot of that competitive spirit that we were talking about earlier in the season, and did a stand-up job for us. We really appreciate the work he did.
Rob, Josh reported earlier that they were working or hope to work on a contract extension for you. Where does that stand?
That question, Mike, that question's above my pay grade. That would be a question for my boss, Alex.
So you haven't talked to him at all about that yet?
What I can tell you is I love working here. It's a pleasure to work here. It's an honor to work for the DeVos family and under Alex's leadership. And I'm happy to be here as long as they want to keep me here.
Rob, how much do you think a 25-win season, how much of that is your fault, do you think?
Well, I think all of it. Yeah, I'm responsible for putting the team together, so I would say all of it.
What do you plan to do about that?
Well, we really believe in our players, and we believe in the players we have on the roster. We believe in their ability to improve and improve rapidly. A lot of the vision that we have is about getting guys who are high character, who will work hard, who will play the right way, and letting that grow. We're far from the finished product. None of us in our office would sit here and tell you that our work is done. Far from it. We believe in our players. We think they're going to continue to get better year after year after year. We believe in our ability to continue to add to the team, whether it's through the draft or free agency or trades. So it's about chipping away, and it's about internally developing, and it's about finding opportunistic ways to continue to add pieces.
Well, when you see flashes, when you see 3-game winning streaks and then 3 games where they step back? Is that a product of youth? Is it a product of still missing something?
I think all of the above. I think we showed glimpses this season where we played very well, and we showed other times where we didn't play well at all. And so there was some encouraging aspects of the season. There were some frustrating aspects of the season. I think the next step for us is learning how to win, learning how to close games out. We were in a litany of games this season where it was a 1-2 possession game in the fourth quarter, and we just couldn't find a way to win those games. So I think the next step for our development is being more consistent and understanding the things we need to do to win games, plain and simple.
Rob, I want to make sure I'm clear on something. Will James get interviewed for the head coaching job?
Yes.
Will you consider college coaches?
Again, not going to talk candidates. We're going to consider everything. Our focus and our goal is to make the right decision, find the right person to coach this team to lead us to where we want to get.
With the team saying that they want to take the next step and start building the winning mentality, how important is it at this juncture of the rebuild and the plan to find the right coach and make sure that this is a guy that sticks?
Yeah, well, it's essential for us. We're at a critical point now where, again, we believe in the talent on this team. We know we're a young team. We know we have a long way to go. But again, finding that right coach, that right person to push us in the right direction, to prod us in the right direction it's imperative.
Is it safe to say that you see where Boston and Milwaukee are in the playoffs? Is that where you kind of wanted to be this year, and in that respect, is the year of disappointment?
Well, I don't know if anything's ever safe to say in this day and age, Mike. Our focus is on getting better. We want to be a playoff team. We're not trying to be a lottery team. That's counter to our goals. This season has been frustrating. It has. I think if you ask our players, our coaches, myself, we expect more. We're also realistic about how young we are, and I think we're realistic about the development that our players can see here going forward. We really believe in our players. We really do, and we think that with their continual development, with a few pieces added here and there, we will start to turn this thing.
Rob, when you look at it, you talked about the individual improvement. We saw that from Victor, Vooch, and Tobias, among other players. Why do you think that didn't really carry over into win-loss-wise improvement? Was that just closing games out?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure we have a finite answer on that. I think the individual improvement has continued to take place the last couple of years, and I think a critical piece now is how do we gel that, right? How do we make that more coherent? And how do we begin to develop as a unit and not as an individual entity? The more we can do that, I think the quicker we'll develop and show progress.
Did you see enough of a competitive fire and recommitment to defense in the last 30 games to satisfy you?
I think we got back to being in the sphere we want to be in. I don't think we're totally back to where we wanted to be. I think we can get better in that area. But I do think the competitive spirit, the mentality, the fight that the team showed was an improvement. And now it's our job to continue to build from there and not regress.
Rob, how active will this team be in free agency?
We'll be active to the extent opportunities exist. That's sort of always been our mantra. We look for opportunities. We'll be as aggressive as anyone if the opportunities exist, whether it be in free agency or the trade market. Our job is to improve the team. Our job is to get better. So I guess it's the best way to put it, Josh, is we'll be opportunistic.
How aggressive will you be with Tobias?
In what sense?
In the sense, if he were to get a max deal somewhere else, are you willing to go that high?
Well, I've said all along that we don't envision a scenario where Tobias isn't with us next season, and we'll stay true to that.
Rob, what does this team, on the court, but people talk about defense. What else does this team need? Does it need better outside shooting? That's what a lot of people point to.
Yeah, I think we all see that. I think we have to improve our ability to make shots. We believe in our players' ability to continue to improve their shooting. We need to continue to add shooting to the team. And I think a lot of it is just, again, learning how to win. It's a cliche, but there are growing pains that young teams go through. And we may have gone through some more growing pains this season than we had originally hoped. However, it is part of the reality. So a lot of it is just making sure that our guys maintain that hunger and that spirit to want to improve, to want to continue to get better. The one thing I really do love about our guys is that they are committed to turning this around. They are committed to getting better. It's not a situation where they're sitting here feeling sorry for themselves or sort of succumbing to the trials and tribulations of a rebuild, if you will. They're using it as fuel. They're using it as incentive to get better and to start to turn it around.
Also, Alex Martin says that just about every decision you've made has been a good decision since you took over. Is there one decision when you look back on where you said, man, I wish I'd made a difference?
That's a tough question. I don't know if that's accurate. We try to do the best we can. We try to be a team that makes decisions that are rooted in principle, that are based on a lot of research that fit the collective, and that's what we try to do. We're not going to get everything right. We haven't gotten everything right, but I think the more we can be rooted in our principles and stay true to those principles, and be as educated as we can when it comes to decision time, we'll take our chances on making it.
Did you really interview Elfrid Payton's barber before you drafted him?
That may have been hyperbole.
Rob, are the Hawks a team that you guys look at now? I mean, if you don't get a big fish free agent, if the lottery doesn't go your way, is building a team without the superstar, is that kind of where you may go, where you may have to go with?
Well, yeah, I think what's proven is you can win in this league with depth. You can win in this league with continuity. You can win in this league with versatile team, a team that can do a lot of different things. And so, look, we love star players. We love star players. We believe we have some star players on this team that can develop into star players. We also believe in playing the right way. We believe in team basketball, smart basketball, unselfish basketball, and I think as we continue to grow and as our guys continue to get better, clearly a priority of ours is to play as a team and to play and utilize depth and versatility and take advantage of our strengths.
Rob, it was reported today that Magic have had some preliminary talks with a coaching candidate. Scott Skiles have Magic had any informal or formal talks with any potential coaching candidates?
No.
Rob, I know you don't want to talk about the candidates for coach, but in general, can you just talk about what you're looking for?
Yeah, again, Mike, we're going to stay away from that. It's such a critical decision for us. We need to get this right, and we need to protect the integrity of that process for us. We have some ideas. We're still teasing that out. When we make a decision, we'll certainly let you guys know, and you can ask all the questions you want about the criteria we looked at. But for right now, we're gonna opt to not share that.
Rob, how much stock do you put in the fact that JB's been here 3 years and knows this core? How much, in the interview process with him, how much of a staple will that be, that he has hit that on his side other than another guy who comes in and doesn't know anybody?
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt, Brian. JB is very diligent. He's a hard worker. He's a company guy. He's a joy and a pleasure to work with. And our players respect him. They respect what he's about. They respect the way he approaches his job. So yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt.
But he is in the mix.
Yes.
How challenging is it going to be to find that balance between looking for the coach but still being, working hard and looking at the draft prospects?
I don't understand the question.
Like, how are you going to be able to divide your time evenly between the pre-draft stuff and finding the coach?
I'll do 50% on the coach and 50% on the draft.